So, next one is flying with the bike, depending on where you're headed and where you're from, what kind of riding you like to do. But if you just want transportation in a foreign country, you're not like a hardcore cyclist, or you're not going for an adventure, you're just going to another country to work, or maybe you're going to have an adventure, but maybe your adventure isn't like cycling orientated. So what you want to use in that case is either one of those little foldable bikes are really cool. I suggest also maybe even a longboard, or I would go with like a single speed road bike that's geared really low for climbing hills, depending on where you like to travel, but just a nice easy gear that you can spin on flat, but still have enough of an easy gear to climb up hills and stuff like that in your traveling attire, not your cycling attire. This way, when you fly to a foreign place, you can get the bike box, build the bike up in the airport, and actually ride wherever you need to go to get picked up, or a friend's house, or your hotel, or whatever. Just kind of take your time, or catch a cab with it, whatever you want to do. But now once you're there, you have this simple bike that's very hard to damage by the airport people, because there's no derailleurs or anything fancy. It's just a cheap steel, one gear, or aluminum, if you want it to be lighter, aluminum one gear bike with some little bit thicker of a tire on it for getting around the world, a few extra tubes, hand pump, and you're good to go with a single speed. And then on the other end of the spectrum is the mountain biking. So I would do almost the exact same thing. I would go with a rigid or a hardtail mountain bike with a single speed, geared for almost like not your craziest climbs in the world, because you can obviously get off and walk some of the really steep climbs that are too tough in a single speed, but it teaches you how to keep your momentum and stuff. It's something you'd want to practice with. Or if you're going on a cycling adventure, obviously bring your entire bike. But as far as flying goes, aluminum, steel, cheaper bikes in cardboard boxes, easy to put together when you get to the other end, and you're off and running. Even if it's a single speed mountain bike and you go to another country, you can still hop on it and ride it on the road to your hotel or wherever you're headed, and then you have a bike for transportation the whole time you're there. And it's super simple, cheap. You don't need to bring too many tools or anything, because you're not going to be hopefully breaking anything, and it's a simple build when you get to the other end. So we're also going to add disc brakes to this video. So disc brakes are really effective, fairly easy for travel. Clinchers are pretty easy for travel as well, but I find once you get your discs, or all you need is once you get your discs in the right spot, it's really easy to maintain, or you don't have to go back to it too often. But usually most gear or most brake caliper systems are really easy to adjust, so they're easy to do on the fly. Whereas I find with the clincher type brakes, sometimes they get offset, or they get too dirty or greasy, and you always have issues with them being off to one side, and if your tire's rubbing a little bit, it wears out your pads and annoys everything. You can hear it. But on the contrary to that, disc brakes can squeak sometimes if they're not a higher quality and they get too dirty, so they can start to squeak on you. But I personally suggest the disc brakes. Something half decent like the TRPs would be good. Entry level stuff like TRP would be a good one. And then it's easy to bend a disc if you need to on the go, but that's typically not the problem. You can usually just slam on the brakes and it'll straighten out most discs to a point. I suggest disc brakes with that. And flying with a bike, video done. Anyways, I hope that video was informative. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you guys in the next one.